Studies show that you are lied to 1 or 2 times every single day. Often, these lies come from the people you trust the most, a partner, a coworker, or a close friend. You sit across from them listening to a story that sounds perfectly fine, yet your stomach knots up. You sense something is off, even though you have absolutely no tangible proof to explain why. While the human mouth can easily weave a fabricated story, the human body is biologically incapable of maintaining that fiction. Deception is a measurable physical event. It leaves a physiological trail that you can observe and decode. When someone tells the truth, their brain simply recalls a memory. The process is fast, automatic, and requires very little effort. This visualization maps out the mental load. The bright path is truth. When a lie is introduced, the brain constructs a false narrative, monitors reactions, and suppresses body language simultaneously. That heavy load creates friction. Pathways bottleneck, triggering the fight-or-flight response. To spot this stress, investigators establish a baseline. Observe their normal blink rate, their natural posture, and everyday speech patterns, long before asking high-stakes questions. Once you know their normal rhythm, any deviation becomes a warning sign. The brain's processing overload inevitably forces the body to leak the truth. The fastest of these leaks are micro-expressions. These are involuntary flashes of emotion that cross the face in 1/25th of a second. Psychologist Dr. Paul Ekman discovered that these specific facial reactions are hardwired into human DNA. They appear identically across every culture and language. Biological stress also alters automatic eye mechanics. The nervous system overdrive might cause a liar's blink rate to triple or trigger their pupils to dilate entirely against their will. Others overcompensate. Knowing the popular myth that liars avoid eye contact, a deceptive person will often lock eyes with you, creating an unnatural, forced stare that lacks the natural rhythm of normal conversation. Fractions of a second before the conscious mind can engage its defenses and smooth out its features, the face flashes the genuine emotion. Stress hormones also drive blood flow directly to the face. This creates a mild tingling sensation around the nose, mouth, and ears, prompting a lying person to unconsciously touch or scratch those areas, a reaction researchers call the Pinocchio effect. Cautionary: a single nose itch doesn't guarantee a lie. Experts look for clusters, 3 or more physiological signals happening at the exact same time. One reliable cluster is the freeze response. Because the deceptive brain is entirely focused on managing words, the person's natural gesturing abruptly stops, leaving them eerily still. Another is distancing. Even while maintaining a cooperative tone, the person will physically angle their torso away from you or point their feet straight toward the nearest exit. Their mouth continues to perform the script, but their subconscious is physically trying to flee the room. Constructing a false reality disrupts the natural cadence of speech. You will hear sudden delays, hesitations, and a heavy reliance on filler words as the brain stalls to build the next sentence. A guilty mind hates silence and will volunteer details you never asked for. By over-explaining their timeline, they hope the sheer volume of information will make them appear innocent. Liars also frequently avoid contractions. In an effort to sound completely definitive, the brain pushes them to over-articulate their denials. This pattern emerged in Bill Clinton's famous denial. He didn't say, "I didn't." He deliberately articulated, "I did not have sexual relations with that woman." The physiological stress of maintaining that facade causes the vocal cords to tighten, which audibly raises the pitch of the speaker's voice. The mental exertion required to sound perfectly truthful strips away the relaxed, natural rhythm of a genuine conversation. Intelligence officers use a specific interrogation technique to break through these rehearsed performances: reverse questioning. This diagram shows the structural difference between facts and fiction. A true memory is a connected web. You can recall the details in any order. A fabricated story is a rigid, one-directional sequence of blocks, rehearsed from beginning to end. Investigators let the subject finish their linear script, then abruptly ask them to recount specific details backward or start from the middle. Forced to navigate the timeline in reverse, the script falls apart. The target hesitates, details mutate, and the carefully constructed timeline shifts and contradicts itself. A manufactured story lacks the deep roots of a real experience. making it entirely unable to withstand nonlinear questioning. When you spot these inconsistencies, remain a silent observer. Confronting someone immediately only teaches them which leaks to patch for their next attempt. Instead, use silence. Ask your question and wait. The pressure of quiet air forces the guilty mind to talk, over-explain, and ultimately incriminate itself. Your subconscious mind is incredibly powerful. It picks up on deception cues long before your conscious mind does. That feeling in your stomach? Don't ignore it. You don't have to be a victim to a carefully rehearsed script. The human body is constantly broadcasting its reality to anyone who knows exactly where to look.